Hey everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to take you along with me as I actually go and recycle my own tech. So I've made a few videos along the lines of recycling technology. The first video in this series is the importance of buying technology secondhand. And then the second video in this recycling series, I guess, how technology actually is recycled, and that video is also in another series, where does our recycling go, where does our waste go. I will leave those videos linked above, linked below if you want to check those out. But today I'm actually going to take you along with me vlog style as I go recycle my technology firsthand. The inspiration for this video is this poor unfortunate soul that you saw in the thumbnail. This right here is our GoPro. It's actually a DJI Osmo action? Is it an action? I don't know. Dan will correct me in the comments. He got ran over by a car. So I'll leave that video also linked up here. So if you don't know, Dan and I have our own travel channel. It's not really a travel channel. I just call it that because people know what that is. It's really an adventure channel. It's going to evolve later once we get out of the military. But for now, it's just kind of where we post our hikes and our snorkels and our adventures. It's really our adventure channel. If you want to see the actual story about how this bad boy got hit by a car, you'll have to check out that video up here. I'm not going to explain it here. Unfortunately, it does not work. Probably irreparable. So I'm going to take it to the recycling center. I also was thinking, not everybody has access to a recycling center, at least not easily. So back where I lived in Ohio, the closest recycling center to me was an hour and a half, one direction. So not everybody has 3 hours out of their day to go to a recycling center. My recycling center here is 10 minutes one way. It's a very easy drive. So the focus of this video is not only the importance of recycling technology, but also other ways that you can recycle technology, sell technology, donate, give technology to other people, by instead of just taking it to your recycling facility. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to talk about that in the car as we go there. Dan's going to drive so I can vlog while we go. So with all that being said, I think we should just get going. I do have one more thing I want to take with me as well. I've got a bag full of batteries. I personally use rechargeable batteries now, so I highly encourage you invest in some reusable batteries too. These reusable batteries are great. You just use them until they die and then you plug them into a little port that you can charge. These batteries I have found while going out and picking up litter, and I've just been storing them in this paper bag so that they do not spark or anything. I think I've got 4 in here. So this is going to be my bag of recycling that I take to the recycling center today. My paper bag of tech. And then in the car ride there, I'm going to talk about a bunch of companies, a bunch of programs throughout the United States specifically, but there are a bunch of programs as well throughout the rest of the world that you can mail your technology to instead of sending your things to landfill, because that is the ultimate goal, to keep our toxic waste out of the landfill, to keep our toxic waste out of the ocean, because technology is very toxic and very valuable as well. It's got a lot of precious materials in it, like gold and other metals, that really are so expensive and so valuable that we really need to keep that stuff out of the landfill. That's enough of an intro. Let's just get going. The most important reason to recycle tech is because of all the precious metals in technology, and as well as all of the energy that goes into creating technology. So recycling technology saves a lot of energy. Recycling just one laptop saves the energy equivalent to that used by more than 3,500 homes in the US in 1 year. For every 1 million cell phones recycled, we can recover roughly 35,000 pounds of copper, 772 pounds of silver, 75 pounds of gold. And then also something important to note before recycling technology, specifically things like cell phones, computers, and other things that you store data on, is to actually clear your personal information. So remove any SD cards, remove anything like social security numbers, emails, cell phone numbers, anything that's very personal to you, as well as personally identifiable information, things that people can use to access your bank information or anything like that, because you don't want people to hack you or your information. Obviously, donating your tech is great, but another great incentive is to sell your tech. I know that a lot of people think that, living zero waste is expensive and hard, but zero waste can actually make you money. Here are a few ways that you can actually make money by selling your technology. The first website is called Declutter, spelled without an E at the end. I'll leave all the websites I talk about linked down below. This website, you can sell almost anything from cell phones all the way up to larger appliances. And you can even sell stuff like CDs and DVDs. But if you have them lying around from 10, 20 years ago, you can sell them on here. You can put, if you do have things like CDs and DVDs, you can put the barcode in for these items. But if you have something like a cell phone and you don't have a barcode, you can just search it on this website. And then they make you an offer, they send you an email, and they even give you a shipping label so you don't even have to pay for shipping. Next is Eco ATM. This is a company in the US. They actually have kiosks all around the US in shopping malls, in big cities, and other places like that. And in these kiosks, you can drop off even broken electronics. So you can drop off cell phones that are just too old. I could probably even drop off our Osmo that is broken, and they might even give you some money in return. And then the big appeal with Eco ATM is obviously the convenience. You don't have to worry about shipping anything. You don't have to worry about any of that. Kiosks are very, very convenient, so that's very handy. Green buyback is another great option as well. You simply select the type of gadget you want to sell back, and they will purchase anything from cell phones to gaming consoles and even larger appliances sometimes. If you want to sell stuff in bulk too, they can even give you a quote for that too if you contact their team. They also take care of any shipping costs like some of the other companies, and then they can give you their money by PayPal or check. And then if you find that some of these companies aren't resonating very well with you, you can actually check out Gadget Scouter. Gadget Scouter is really handy. You can type in whatever you're selling, and then they can scout all of these different websites, 20 to 30 different sites, and then you can find which one suits you best. Whichever that may be, it might be because it's most convenient for you, which one gets you the best price, whatever that may be. And of course, there's always options like eBay and Amazon. And something that I didn't know until I was doing research for this video is that sometimes eBay and Amazon will even take broken stuff. It just depends on the seller, because obviously some sellers will take broken stuff and refurbish it. That might just be their niche, because then they will refurbish it and just sell it for more money. So if that's what you're into, if you're into buying the broken stuff and refurbishing it, you can be the one to buy the broken stuff on eBay and Amazon and then flip it and sell it for more. So go ahead and use your skills if you're really handy with working with electronics. I'll talk about the rest in a little bit. We're pulling up to the recycling center. Let's see if they take, should I dump them out of the bag? It looks like a bunch of batteries. Okay, that was really easy. The first bin I walked up to was like wires, and then the next two bins were like actual like more gadgety stuff like circuit boards and keyboards. And similar to like selling your stuff on eBay is Craigslist. So I know Craigslist has a bad reputation. If you're comfortable, sell your stuff on Craigslist, because Craigslist is another great place that you can kind of utilize like eBay, because some people will still buy your broken stuff, because people will buy stuff on there in order to refurbish it so that they can sell it for profit. So if you're comfortable, sell it on there, and then you can just meet people in like a public place like a cafe or something. Similar to that is Facebook Marketplace. I love utilizing Facebook Marketplace. Something I've been starting to utilize more recently is like trade groups, or you could even sell it. You could even just give it away for free. I see that a lot too in my neighborhood page. Someone will be like, hey, I'm getting rid of my TV that doesn't work. I'm putting it out on the curb, free to a good home. Something like that. Okay, now, I'm just gonna read this right off my phone. I got a big list of companies that will take back things like cell phones, computers, TVs, and other appliances. And I'll leave all these companies linked down below. If you want more information from the Environmental Protection Agency, I'll leave their website linked down below as well. They've got a full article about these companies linked down below, whether these companies take them back in person, by mail, by drop-off, that sort of thing. HP and Xerox take imaging equipment and supplies like printers and ink cartridges. Best Buy, HP, Staples, Sprint, LG, Samsung, and T-Mobile will take back mobile devices like cell phones. Most have mail-in and in-store options. Best Buy, HP, Staples, Dell, Vizio, Samsung, and Sony all have take-back programs for PCs and laptops. Most have drop-off locations and in-store recycling. Best Buy, LG, Vizio, Samsung, Sony, and TCL North America all have an option for larger appliances like TVs. Really getting down into the weeds now. If still none of this stuff works for you, the best thing that you can do still is to reach out to the manufacturer. I know a lot of manufacturers now are starting to do take-back programs for a few reasons. Manufacturers are starting to realize the importance of recycling technology, because recycling technology is very important because obviously putting technology is very toxic to the environment, and manufacturers are starting to realize that. Second, manufacturers are starting to realize how expensive creating brand new technology is by harvesting brand new gold and silver and copper. So why not just take the technology they've already created? For example, Apple. Why would Apple harvest brand new silver and copper when they could just take my silver and copper from my phone and turn it into a new iPhone 12 or whatever they're on now, just for an example. And third, we as consumers are finally starting to realize these things, and we are starting to put the pressure on the manufacturers as well. And so they're kind of like, we should probably please the consumers in this way. All these things combined, manufacturers are starting to have take-back programs, which is really, really great, especially when it comes to weird odds and ends, because obviously, computers, laptops, cell phones, those are all very common appliances. But when it comes down to things like cameras, blenders, microwaves, those are kind of weird things that might not get recycled as often. Look at the brand, look at the manufacturer, get a hold of them, see if they'll take back your appliance for you. Another great option too is to check with eSteward. So as we learned in the first video in this kind of e-waste series, if you will, is that a lot of our waste from the United States, e-waste particularly, gets sent overseas and it is recycled unethically. They don't really get protective equipment, they don't work in ethical conditions and other things like that. eSteward works in a way in which they try to keep electronic waste domestic, they give people proper protective equipment, they keep working conditions ethical as well. They work as best as they can to not export their tech to developing countries. And they follow other high standards, like I said, to give people proper protective equipment, they pay their employees fairly, and other safety measures as well. On top of that, they also work as best as they can to refurbish old technology, unless it's something like that Osmo that we had that was completely destroyed, in order to resell that stuff instead of just sending it directly to the landfill. Something else a little bit out of the ordinary, a little bit out of the box. See if your local high school or college has a robotics program that you can donate your old stuff to, especially when it's something kind of destroyed like our Osmo. They can hopefully harvest some things from that they can use to maybe build their electronics, to build their robotics things. This is great because it keeps your stuff out of the landfill and then it helps them from buying new stuff too. They might be searching for extra wires or circuit boards or even just miscellaneous odds and ends, and you might be able to help fill that gap. Lastly, for just tech as a whole, there are two more companies that I want to mention really quickly. The first is Dell Reconnect. They are a partner with Goodwill. So there are a few participating Goodwills throughout the United States. Is Goodwill worldwide? Is there Goodwills where you live? Let me know down below. And they will accept any brand of computer, not just Dell. And not only this, but they will accept anything that can be connected to a computer. So things like a mouse, a keyboard, a hard drive, thumb drives, literally anything. So if you have any of this stuff lying around, you can donate it through Dell Reconnect. And second is American Cell Phone Drive. They will collect any brand of cell phone. They will then refurbish it, or if it cannot be refurbished, they will recycle it responsibly. If it's too old or broken to fix, this is great because I keep bringing up the Osmo. That obviously was not in any condition to be refurbished. It's good to know that it can be recycled responsibly. Lastly, I want to touch on batteries because, like I said, I had a few batteries today. All these companies that I already talked about, none of them took back batteries. So what do you do with batteries when you have those? First off, I want to talk to you about reusable batteries. So once you're done with all of your single-use batteries, I highly encourage you to purchase some reusable batteries. I'll show you a quick view of mine. They are rechargeable. Once they are done, you just put them in this little port, you plug the port into the wall, they recharge, and they are good for years and years and years. And then even then, they're still recyclable. It's absolutely amazing. These programs go for single-use batteries and rechargeable batteries. Both can be recycled. So first things first, check with your local facility. Some local facilities will take batteries. So go ahead and call yours, email your facility. If they take them, great. But if they don't, there are a few things you can do. First, check with Earth 911, and you can also check with Call to Recycle. Both companies will help you locate recycling facilities around or in your area that will accept batteries. All you have to do is simply put in your zip code and they will help you find a facility or even a drop-off location, something like a kiosk. Call to Recycle is cool because they specifically have 34,000 recycling centers throughout the US. So unfortunately, these two programs are available only in the US. But maybe I'll have to check it out. I'll hopefully find some information and plug it up right here. Hopefully you can at least mail batteries to these two companies if you're outside the US and you can't drop them off. I just want to wrap this video up by saying there are so many more options. I found this information just by looking at like the first 5 or so like credible searches on Google. Just the first 5 or so. So if none of these really resonated with you, just do a quick Google search and find one that resonates with you more. And of course, check your local area. Call around, do a quick Google search, even search on Facebook. Call your local facility. Maybe your local facility will take something crazy like a blender, a food processor. If that doesn't work, check the manufacturer. If that doesn't work, honestly, I think something even like a Best Buy and HP, one of those big brands that is known for making technology, I'm sure they will take it. Because if they take things commonly like computers and TVs, I'm sure they would not mind taking a blender. I really don't think they'd mind. And of course, if all else fails, you can always try one of the methods I listed above, like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay, Amazon. Someone will buy your unwanted technology. Someone is going to be able to refurbish it unless it's completely destroyed or damaged. If it's just got a little bug, it's just got a little damage, someone's probably going to want it because someone's going to have some sort of use for it. There are always so many options besides the landfill. And even then, there are typically so many more options besides recycling. Unfortunately for my Osmo, there weren't very many more options as it literally got ran over by a car. But I hope that this video was valuable to you. I hope that you learned something. I hope that this was entertaining as well. I hope that you liked coming along with me actually to the recycling center. And I hope that you also found some value in it, that you don't just have to go to the recycling center. This video reminded me a lot of my video about when I actually decluttered this office, that you don't just have to go to the thrift store to donate your items. You can actually utilize so many different sources. You don't just have to go to your recycling center to recycle something. You can get rid of your items in so many different ways. Please don't just throw your electronics in the trash. Please find something else. And please don't just throw your electronics in your recycle bin either, because chances are, if I were to just put my Osmo in my recycle bin, it would not have been recycled. They probably would have put it in the trash. So please do your research. I know that recycling, especially when it comes to odds and ends like this, is a little tedious, is a little bit time consuming, is a little bit inconvenient still, especially in the US because recycling is so unpopular still. The more we do it, the more that we push for the legislation, the more that we ask for it and demand it, the more popular it will become. So continue to spread the word, continue to spread this message. If you found value in this video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. It really does help support the message of this video. And if you found any value in it, even sharing this video really does help as well. The more popular that recycling odds and ends like this will become, and the more popular these methods will become as well. And then who knows, maybe one day curbside electronic recycling will become a thing. And that will be so convenient for people who don't have cars, who don't have access to mail even, because some people can't afford to send a package. Some people don't have access to a train or a car and can't get themselves to a recycling center. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, particularly how to make zero waste more fun, easy, and free for everyone. I like to call that practical sustainability. Again, if you missed my first few videos on the importance of recycling technology, the importance of shopping technology secondhand, I'll leave those videos linked down below, as well as the other videos in my Where Does Our Waste Go series. Those will be linked down below as well. I really appreciate you coming along with me today and learning more about the importance of recycling technology, because I think it truly is one of the most important things that we can recycle, because it is toxic and it is valuable. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, remember that these small changes you make have a big impact in the long run. Bye, guys. Did you just chuckle?
Yeah, it's broken. No, it's destroyed.
It's broken.
It's destroyed.
It's broken. Whoa. Oh gosh, I'm all sorts of tangled. Okay, bye. Because buying technology secondhand is so much better than buying it used. I mean, new. HP and this company with the X, Xerox.